So now what you've got is a generation of black women that say, listen, I would love to not be the breadwinner.
What do you mean?
Chris Rock purposely gave Nia Long the wrong number, and when the actress attempted to give him a call, she could not reach him. When the comedian was asked why he curved the actress, Chris Rock said because she was kind of obnoxious.
It's really sad and disgusting to see black men have to get on the internet and state why they're dating white women.
I beg your pardon?
Actress Nia Long and Chris Rock were once set up on a blind date. At the time, Nia Long was the it girl in Hollywood and every man wanted an opportunity with her. However, Chris Rock saw the date as an opportunity to humble the actress. At the end of the date, Chris Rock purposely gave Nia Long the wrong number, and when the actress attempted to give him a call, she could not reach him. When the comedian was asked why he curved the actress, Chris Rock said because she was kind of obnoxious. The comedian also admitted he was turned off when he asked Nia Long if she was seeing anyone, and she responded, "No, but I know where I need to get some if I need it."
She's a prime example of trying to go on a date with a man and match his alpha energy and already speaking with your insecurities. It's more like, oh, I ain't got no man, but I got somebody to come over and lick my kitty cat. Okay, well, if you're interested in that man, he knows automatically, well, she already got guys that are just beating it up, and I got to try to weave her away so I get my chance in the kitty. It doesn't work like that, ladies. You can't make a man jealous to want you the same way that a man's going to do for you. Example, when you see the guy that you like around other women, you start to like him more. When a guy sees the woman he likes around other men, he starts to like her less. That's why when it's all said and done, you stay with simps for your entire life.
I was really going to try my best to stay away from the topic, but I feel obligated to talk about it. I want to say something about interracial dating, right? After the football players came out with all the white wives and girlfriends, cool. I just want to say this. It's really sad and disgusting to see black men have to get on the internet and state why they're dating white women, and their reason is the issues that they have with black women. That's really sad. And I think it's really disgusting that that's the reason you're dating. You're supposed to be girlfriend or wife. Like, date her because you love her. Date her because you like her. Let me just say this, right? Black women don't care about who you date. Black people don't really care about interracial dating. They don't care about that. You want to know what the issue is? The wealth transfer. White men date out too. Look at all the very successful white men. A lot of them have Filipino wives. You know why white women aren't getting online caring about white men dating out? You know white men aren't getting online caring about white women dating out? It's because the wealth transfers back to their families in their communities. When black people tend to date out, the wealth transfers in the opposite direction. That is why you will see interracial dating being like a conflict or a conversation in the black community. It has nothing to do with what side is better, because every side has its issues. So let's really talk about it.
You've been watching too much Umar Johnson. It doesn't matter where the wealth goes because foreigners are the richest people on the planet. So it don't matter if you're black or white and the black man's money is recycling back into the white person. If you're living out your dreams, buying the stuff you want to buy, going on the vacation that you want to go on, and you're living a happy life, that's what all that matters. It doesn't matter where the wealth ends up at the end of the day, because only 1% of the globe is in control of the other 99%.
Being married and being a wife in and of itself has no intrinsic value. So that means I am not willing, nor am I incentivized to give a lot in order to have those capacities.
Right.
But I think that's not common. I think most women, especially black women, do desire nuclear family. I think they do desire it. Now, here's where it gets complicated, to your point, Melissa. What they're not so desirous of it that they are willing to do it under any and all circumstances, as the generation previous to them had to do. So now what you've got is a generation of black women that say, listen, I would love to not be the breadwinner. I would love to take my money that I make as a nurse, my money that I make as a school principal, my money that I might even make as an attorney, and put it in the kitty, put it towards something. Instead, though, what they're being forced to do, y'all, many of them, because we all know these women, they're being forced to put the family on their back. They're being forced to pay all the bills, do most of the child care, and turn a blind eye to you out here in these streets.
They're not being forced to do anything. You need to first stop and think, why am I having a child? Why am I having a child with a deadbeat that can't take care of a child? Black women are known for having children with the guys that they don't marry and trying to get the guys that they do want to marry to take care of that child. That's the problem. Black women, you want to be the breadwinner. How many times do I have to say this? Black people are cursed from a black woman. A black woman teaches the black woman, you don't need a man. Don't respect a man. Outdo a man. But you turn around and you tell your black men, worship black women, study black women, treat black women good. And then you shame them when they don't. You teach black men how to be a simp while you're taught how to be the alpha. And then you're trying to get alpha traits out of a man who wasn't even taught how to be a man. That's the problem with the black community.
A lot of time people will hold engagements as placeholders. Like, to put the girl on ice. Like, okay, I gave you a ring, girl, shut up. Maybe
I met
we'll
a
get
guy
married.
like that the other day. He was like, oh, I'm engaged. I said, oh, how long you been engaged? 2 years.
What?
I don't understand the point of a long engagement. I just don't. The whole point of an engagement is that you are saying, I want to marry you. So if you put a ring on her finger and then you're making her wait a year, 2, 3 years, what's the hold up? You pretty much just don't want to get married.
Yeah.
Don't ask nobody to marry you if you don't want to get married. And I would say 6 months. Let's get engaged and then we can go get married by ourselves and then we can have a party later on.
Yes.
Because I what's the point of the
I
engagement?
think
Let's get to
the
it.
best way to do it.
Yeah.
Just go to the courthouse. What are you waiting for?
Yeah.
This is exactly why 2 single women are sitting here talking about the way a marriage is supposed to go. Ladies, you want the fairy tale quick, fast, and possible, quicker than your friends. The quicker you can get married and say, hey, ladies, look, I got a man and you don't. Nah, 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 nah. That's what you're trying to do. But a man, especially a man who's about his money, he's going to test that woman. And he's going to wait a certain amount of time to where he can trust her in order to make moves with her. So he's not going to rush the relationship. Just because you get sad and lonely and you're like, after 6 months, you better marry me or else. Men ain't falling for that trick anymore. Go find a sucker that's going to marry you in 6 months and be done with you in 2 years. Or you could wait 2 to 3 years and end up with a guy that's going to stay with you for the rest of your life. If a man gives you a ring, he's letting you know you halfway got me, but you still have to prove yourself. It's not on your time. You're in control of sex. The man is in control of marriage.
3 signs you're a simp. Number 1, spend money. If you're steadily spending money on this person, child, you really love them, don't you? But you're gonna be broke, bankrupt, unless you got your own motion going on. But if you don't, you're spending money on this person that you don't even know is gonna last. Okay. Is it the same on both sides? Is your partner spending money too? Or is it just you? Because to me, it sounds like you're being used. You didn't like that, did you? Used. Number 2, always on the phone with this person. You get some free time and you're calling this person all the time. They're your peace, your happiness, your heart, your world, your earth, your everything. Congratulations. Now if y'all break up, then what? You're gonna have to find some me time in that free time, aren't you? 3, you stop hanging out with your friends. You choosing your relationship over your friends? Certified simp. Relationship don't last, who you gonna run back to? Your friends. Treat them good. Who knows how long your relationship is gonna last? It might not. Learn how to balance the 2 things. Time with your partner and time with your friends. You can't just drop one. It's not that hard.
And that's where a lot of simps fail. You fail by giving the woman your all when a woman wants to attach to a man who has a life. She's right. It isn't necessarily bros before hoes, because you got a lot of feminine dudes out here that'll backstab you as well. You find your small circle of friends that you could rock with, and those are the ones that you build with, and you keep your relationship separate. Too many of you simps and beta males, you try to make your friends and your wife, your girlfriend, everybody one big family. And when it's all said and done, you'll be the one that's getting played. Everybody knows about it, but they won't tell you.
I met my husband on a dating site. I talked about how he proposed to me after 10 months. I talked about how we got married. I sold my house, moved into his house. He bought me a Mercedes. I lived the kept life lifestyle, and women were coming for me. And it blew my mind because I thought I was inspiring and helping women see, hey, this is possible. This is a thing. They didn't know I was a life coach. They didn't know I was a love coach. They just saw a black woman bragging and trying to tell me, well, you need to make sure your name's on it. Oh, I would have never did that because you just never know what can happen. Like, I get it. We get it. Life happens. Things happen. But if you say you want to learn how to put yourself in a position to live a certain type of life, you do have to take risks. You also have to listen, and not listen to respond, but listen so that you can be helped. I would never give a woman any advice that I wouldn't take myself. There are reasons that I made the decisions that I made, and there's reasons why I live a life that I wouldn't trade with any woman that I know. Not only am I a married woman, I'm a happily married woman.
Not everybody is going to get played in a relationship. Typically, the simp that leads with money is going to get played. Dating people that you're not quite into, you're going to get played. But if you and a woman and another man come together and you have a game plan for life, 9 times out of 10, it's going to work. When it comes to relationships and love, it's based off of respect for one another. Black men tell black women why they're going to another race because they see you looking at them in public.
A man's relationship with his mother tells you a whole lot about a man.
Okay.
If a man doesn't have a good relationship with his mother, run as fast as you can in the other direction.
It all depends on the situation. If a man's mother is a hood rat and a problematic woman and he don't want to deal with her, that's a good sign. And he'll probably go out and get him a good woman. When a man wakes up, just because it's his mother doesn't mean he have to respect her. If his mother is the reason why he feels the way he feels, and she really hasn't been a good mother, she's just been somebody that just molded her child into worshiping her. And then when he gets older, he's like, oh man, the type of woman I'm taught that I should not be with or be around is actually my mom. You got to take that into place. Now, if he's a loser, his mom's a loser, the family's a loser, and they're just dysfunctional and they're arguing all the time, that's a different story.
One thing about me, I'm a cook for my man. Okay? I don't know what y'all doing, but I'm a cook for that man. I'm a cook for him. I'm going to fix his plate. I'm going to bring his fork. I'm going to make sure he got his water or whatever he wants to drink, okay? I'm leaving the grocery store now because I'm about to cook for that man. Okay, every weekend he requests something for breakfast. Usually it be some French toast, something fancy he done seen on Instagram or Pinterest. Babe, I got to go to the store, get them ingredients, but I'm going to come back and I'm going to cook for my man. When it comes to our meal plan for the week, I'm going to say, boo, what would you like to eat this week? Is there anything in particular that you want me to put on our meal plan? Okay, oh, you want jambalaya? Say less. Oh, you want that barbecue salmon? Say less. That man ain't never got to worry about coming home and not having food. Even if I don't cook, he gonna come home. It's gonna be a rotisserie chicken from Publix. It's gonna be some macaroni and cheese with baked beans and a roll. Okay? One thing about me, I'm gonna keep that man fed. It's a whole love language. It's a love language. If I love you, I cook for you. Let me also add, my husband handles business. That's very important. Handling.
And this is exactly how women should be acting towards their man, especially a man who's handling business, taking care of business, and being a provider. These new age generational Z women, all you're good for is the bedroom. Outside of that, you're just a distraction and a headache.
So I don't make decisions based on my feeling. I didn't even get married because it was a feeling. I said, because I asked my kids, why do you think I married your mom? Because you love her. Nah.
That's what the movies is telling you. Yeah.
Nah, let's sit down and talk about this. I married a woman. I was very conscious of marrying a black woman. I was very conscious of marrying a woman who operates in a certain manner, who carries herself around in public a certain way, who carries herself in privately a certain way, who handles challenges a certain way. That made her qualified to be my wife. Yeah, her being beautiful and being smart. Okay, and let's keep it a buck. I'm a hooper. I'm a hooper with a college scholarship who played pro. Baddies come dime a dozen, broski. I done seen them all. I've been in 30 countries, right? That don't mean that you could be my wife. You got to have a whole separate. So I wanted them to really understand, bro. When Proverbs says when a man, first you got to be a man about your father's business, finds a wife, not get married. You're not a wife because you got married. You're a wife because you embody a character, bro. You just become my spouse when we get married. We become one. But your character tells me whether you're a wife or whether, you know what I'm saying, whether you're something else. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to leave it alone. So I can't make that decision. Your character says, yep, she's wifey. All right, I'm going to wipe that up. And I said, dudes say this all the time. Dudes know, and I know this is important for even telling boys, a woman will tell you what category she's in.
And he's right. A real man is not looking for a sex object, but a woman thinks a sex object can transition into a wife because she thinks her sexuality can control the man. Once again, this is what keeps women inside the simp space because that's where her power is at. But her depression is realizing she's never going to get the guy that the simp have gave her the confidence to get. That's all that's happening. All these weak dudes, you're practice for her to get to the real one and get rejected to go back to you and you give her back her confidence. That's what women battle their whole life until they hit the wall. Nobody's there. Menopause kick in. Now they want to get active. That's when you have the middle-aged black women telling all the younger black girls, or the middle-aged women in general are going to be telling the younger girls, you don't need a man. You don't need to do this. You need to get out there and get your own, hoping that these women turn around and end up like them.
I don't do my husband's laundry. And a lot of people are saying, whoa, 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 those are small acts of kindness. Why wouldn't you want to do that for your partner? A few weeks ago, I said I don't do my husband's laundry. And a lot of people are saying, whoa, 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 those are small acts of kindness. Why wouldn't you want to do that for your partner? But here's the thing. Small acts of kindness that are mostly domestic labor just add up to work at the end of the day. So here's a list of things that I don't do for my husband. You all know I don't do his laundry. He can do that himself. I do my laundry and we do the kids' laundry, but he does his own. I don't cook dinner. He cooks dinner every single night. I do breakfast and lunch for us and our kids. I don't pack him a lunch. If he's hungry, he'll figure out what he's going to eat for lunch the same way that I do. I don't make his doctor's appointments because guess what? He's not making mine. Would it be kind of me to do that? For sure. Is it my job? Absolutely not. I want him to be healthy, but he's a grown-ass man and he can book his own appointments, right? There's a lot of things that I don't do for my husband. I don't schedule his haircuts. I don't pack his clothes for vacation. Right? I don't do those things. I don't buy him new underwear when it's got holes in it. All of those are things that he's a grown man and he can do himself. Can I do small acts of kindness for him? Of course I can. And I do. I see a vinyl that I think he's going to like because he's creating a vinyl collection. I buy it. I'm at the store and I see something that I think he might enjoy eating. I buy it. I find a new non-alcoholic beer that he wants to try out. I buy it. Right? Those are small acts of kindness. Doing his laundry, cooking him dinner, making him lunch, booking his doctor's appointments, all those things, that's domestic labor. Those are chores. Those are not acts of kindness. Do I do them occasionally when he's working a lot? Of course. Do I cook dinner sometimes when he's had a really long day? Of course. But me not doing that does not mean that I don't show him love or kindness. They're different things. It is not my job as a wife, it is not in my job description to do all the domestic labor as small acts of kindness to my partner and receive nothing in return. I agree with this commenter. If it's going both ways, fantastic. But oftentimes, domestic labor, especially when you have children, adds up. And so no, I am not my husband's personal secretary or his personal assistant. I am none of those things. I am his partner, I am his equal, and I do not have to do things to cater to him and serve him at all times to be kind and loving for him.
The whole point of making this post was to name that you still help your husband out, but you don't do his personal things. I understand. Get in the comments to let me know exactly where did she go wrong.